Hey guys, my name is Matimi0, and welcome to another one of my vlog Q&As. It's been a while since I've done one of these, and so I wanted to apologize. But the way it works is that if you have a gaming-related question that you would like me to answer, YouTube-related, you want to know a little bit more about me, you can leave a comment down below, send me a Facebook or Twitter message, and then I'll select a bunch of them and answer them in this type of a format. Pretty self-explanatory. And so the first question for today comes from Alan, and it is, could you explain what a sponsored video is? Absolutely, and I think this is a great question because I'm finding that there is a fair amount of mystery around sponsored content on YouTube, which is a shame because I think that a lot of YouTubers should be very forthright and transparent with their viewers. So the most obvious, and I'm assuming what a lot of you guys assume a sponsored video entails, is when a big company like EA approaches some YouTubers to make a video about a certain video game. Pretty cut and dry there. They'll pay them a set amount. It could be different every single time, but you know, SimCity comes out, EA wants to get a lot of eyeballs on that video game. They'll pay a few YouTubers to play it for a couple of hours, make a video, and they're good to go. That's the most obvious and probably the most controversial. What it could also mean, though, is that they'll fly out some YouTubers or whoever to attend an event. They won't actually pay them for that event, but they'll pay for like their hotel and their flight. No money will actually exchange or anything, but they want them to attend it. It may not be economical for them to attend it or pay for all that themselves, but they want them to be there, and so that technically is also a sponsored video. To give you a good example of this, I recently went out to EA Battlefield Hardline. I went there for a couple of days, played it for a couple of days, and no money exchanged, but I was able to get some gameplay for you guys, and technically that also is a sponsored video. And then on the extreme end of things, I think also receiving an advanced copy or review copy of a video game can be seen as a sponsored video. It still falls under that umbrella of the term. So it can mean a wide variety of things. And so the way that I approach these videos, I can't speak for anyone else, is I want to be as transparent as I possibly can with you guys. You should know in the first couple of minutes if a video is sponsored. Either a watermark will pop up indicating that is the case. I'll even probably say in the video in the first couple of minutes, hey, I was flown out to California to attend a Battlefield Hardline event. That's another way I'll approach it. And then 100% guaranteed, I will always have in the description, this was a sponsored video. That will always be there. I never want this to feel shady. I never want to get to the point where you guys are questioning if a video that I make is sponsored. That is furthest from my mind. If I lose your trust, I've lost everything. I have been on YouTube for years now. I have been trying to build up this trust, and if it gets to the point where you guys no longer trust me, all of that hard work just goes to waste. And so, sure, going to these events is fun, or if they pay me for a video, it's part of my job now. You know, I get paid for making these videos. It's how I pay my bills, but I never want to get it to the point where you guys are questioning my videos. You know, hey, was he paid for this? That is furthest from my mind. And so I'm going to be as transparent as I possibly can. I want you guys to know what's going on, and so we can continue to have fun and we can have this great little relationship. So hopefully that clears up a lot of what these sponsored videos mean, at least from my end. The next question for today comes from Garrett, and it is, do you watch esports? And if so, what is your favorite game to watch? This may come as a surprise to some of you because I mainly focus on first-person shooters for my channel, but I love MOBA-style games. League of Legends, Dota 2, Smite. I realize Smite is more of a third-person, but you know, who cares? And if there is a tournament going on Twitch, I'm watching it. Even if it's in, you know, somewhere in Europe and I have no idea what they're saying, still watching these tournaments because I love these games. If I had to pick between those three, I think I would go with League of Legends though. Not because I necessarily think it's a better game, but I think it's because I played it longer and I understand all of the champions, like all of the in and outs of everything. The casters are phenomenal. I love all the teams, TSM, CLG, Dignitas, love those guys. And so if there's a tournament going on and it's League of Legends, I'm right there with everyone else watching it. So if I had to pick, I would go with that one. The last question for today comes from William, and it is, you've mentioned in the past that you are a fairly active person, and I've always been someone who has struggled with weight loss. Do you have any advice for losing weight? Well, first of all, good on you for trying to better yourself. I'm sure you know it's going to be a long, hard road, but the fact that you are taking this first step is just fantastic. But my advice, because I'm not a fitness expert, I'm not a physical trainer, sure, I was a gymnast my entire life and I was active, but that doesn't mean I know what I'm talking about. And so my first advice would be to go to Reddit and go to the subreddit fitness. They have a great community over there. I constantly browse there just looking for different exercises to try out, from if you want to get into running, if you want to get into weight training. The community is really welcoming, and I find that they have a lot of information that's 100% free. You can't go wrong with that. So that would be my first advice, is to read up on what the best plan and the best approach would be for you. But from personal experience, though, the way that I try to live life is I go to the gym 3 or 4 times a day, depending on how I feel, and then I eat as healthy as I can. I don't know what your eating habits are like, but if you eat out or you eat fast food, try to cut that out from your diet entirely. I know it's difficult. I know when you get home from work, it's hard. You don't feel like making anything, but it doesn't matter how much you're working or how often you're going to the gym. You could go 4, 5, 6 days a week. If you're eating at McDonald's every other day, there is no way that you're going to see any improvement to your health. And so my main advice is to go to the subreddit fitness. They have a great community over there. They have a lot of great information. But my advice, at least from personal experience, is to try to get to the gym 3 or 4 times a week, at least 3 if you can, and try to cut out fast food from your diet entirely. But yeah, guys, that is about it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed. Once again, if you would like to submit your own video, you can leave a comment down below or by sending me a Facebook and Twitter message. But until tomorrow, guys, have a good one and take it easy.